Check it out, A1 Math, and today we're looking at using intercepts in order to solve word problems. So before we get into that, I want to talk about standard form versus slope intercept form. And the main thing I want you to understand here is when you're converting a linear equation to standard form, you want to get the number by itself. And when you're converting a slope intercept form, you want to get y by itself. Okay. So our steps to solving these problems today, is put it in standard form by getting the number by itself, cover y and solve for x, cover x and solve for y. So let's take a look at an example. So the Sedia Peak Tramway in Albuquerque, New Mexico travels a distance of about 4,500 meters to the top of Sedia Peak. Its speed is 300 meters per minute. The function f of x is equal to 4,500 minus 300x gives the tram's distance in meters from the top of the peak. So understand this, that x represents minutes, and the f of x, which I'm going to change to y, represents the distance in meters. Okay, so first we're going to find the slope, we're going to find the intercepts, and then explain what they mean in context. So the first thing I want to do is follow step one, which is to put it in standard form. So I have f of x is equal to 4,500 minus 300x. I'm going to change the f of x to y so it looks like what we've been seeing already. So y is equal to 4,500 minus 300x. Next, I'm going to solve for the number. So I'm going to add 300. And that's going to give me 300x is equal to 300x plus y is equal to 4,500. Now, I'm going to do two problems. One, where you have 300x, and we put 0 in for y, is equal to 4,500. And next, when we put 0 in for x, you get y is equal to 4,500. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve for the x-intercept by dividing by 300. And x is equal to 15. So the actual point for this, if we was to graph it, would be 15, 0. This one's already solved, so y is equal to 4,500. So the actual point for this one is 0 for x and 4,500. Now what we want to do next is say what each one of these things mean. Okay, what does it mean at the x-intercept? And what does it mean for the y-intercept? Well, since the y represents the distance traveled, and there would be 0 distance at 15 minutes, that means it takes 15 minutes to get to the top. So the y-intercept represents 15 minutes before it's done. I'm sorry, the x-intercept. And the y-intercept means, well, at 0 minutes is 4,500. So that's where you begin at. So that's going to be 4,500 meters at the start. Okay. So that's an example of how to break down the word problem and represent what each one of the X and Y intercept means. All right, take a look at this example and see if you can solve this one. Okay, let's take a look at this example. So right now we got the equation already, y equals 5 over 2x minus 70. And what we want to do is go ahead and put it in standard form. So to do that, I'm going to get the number by itself. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. Y is equal to 5 over 2x minus 70. And I want to get the number by itself by subtracting 5 over 2x on both sides. And that's going to leave me with negative 5 over 2x plus y is equal to negative 70. All right, so I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to do it once without the y and again without the x. So first without the y, I'm going to have negative 5 over 2 x is equal to negative 70. And I'm going to divide this negative 5 over 2. And remember, when you divide fractions, you multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2 over 5 and do that on both sides. Okay, this will cancel out, leaving me with just x is equal to negative 70 times negative 2, which would be positive 140. Divided by 5, and x is equal to 28. All right, now I'm going to do it again with my y equals negative 70 without the negative 5 over 2x. So, and that's going to be simple. You just do y is equal to negative 70. But we already have the y-intercept. So this point here is 0 or 28, 0. This point over here is 0, comma, negative 70. And based in the context of the problem, we want to know what this means. So the temperature in an experiment is at a constant, the temperature in an experiment is increased at a constant rate over a period of time until the temperature reaches 0 degrees. And that's the equation there that we just worked with. So we want to find out what the x and y means as it decreases, or in this case, increases to 0. So basically what that means is that it takes 28 hours to get to 0, and the temperature begins at negative 70 degrees. Right. Now, let's take a look at using intercepts to solve some word problems. In the next video, I'm going to go over how to graph intercepts. But for now, thank you for checking out A1 Math. Have a nice day.